I am with Timotha Lanae, singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, playwright.
Yes.
And you are from Minneapolis?
Yeah, born and raised.
Okay, tell me more about it.
Minneapolis is an amazing musical city. A lot of people know the Minneapolis sound, you know, Flight Time Music, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Prince, and The Time. So many different amazing musical groups came out of Minneapolis back in the 80s. So I'm just proud to be from a city so rich in music, and it's really helped my development as an artist.
And talking about your development, we want to know a little bit about your beginning, because you haven't started as an actual singer, is it correct?
Well, I started as a singer. I've always loved to sing,
right.
but I've done a lot of theater, a lot of musical theater, and professionally I started out doing musicals like West Side Story and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and things like that. And then throughout that I was recording and working on my artistry as a recording artist, but singing has always been the foundation of it all. And yeah.
Let's step back a little bit, because I have a list. You
Okay.
just mentioned a couple of
Yeah.
musicals,
Yeah.
but you've done so much.
Yeah.
I'm just going to mention you've done Hello Dolly, Here's Dolly.
Yes.
You've done, as you said, West Side Story. You've done Swing. You've done
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Ragtime. You've done so much. And what do you like about musical in particular?
Musical theater is so fun because as a singer and a dancer and an actress, it's like the perfect avenue to be able to blend and marry those all together. So I'm able to dance, sing, and act and challenge myself in all of those areas. So I love musical theater. It's a part of me, and I feel like it's helped me to grow as a performer when I'm on stage performing my music from my albums, like Red and Rewind. When I do those concerts, some of that musical theater background kind of helps as far as like not having so much stage fright and just crowd interaction, things like that, just having that natural feeling on stage, you know.
You mentioned your album, so let's start from the first one, and it's called Red.
Yes.
Tell
Red.
me more about it. How did you get the idea about it? How did you develop it?
Well, I mean, Red, it's one of those albums that it was in the works for a long time. I worked on that album for about 3 years, maybe even a little bit more, because while I was recording it, I was also in theater doing shows 8 times a week for like months and months on end. So I didn't have a lot of time to record, but whenever I could find time, I was in the studio recording. And so Red was the product of that 3 years of cultivating that sound. And it's an album that I feel red is my favorite color, but then it also, I look at red as like a feeling, like an emotion. When you think about red, for me anyway, maybe you too, it's like I feel so many different things. Sometimes rage, sometimes love, passion. Like it's a feeling, you know. So that's what that album is all about, like emotions, and having each song kind of tap into a certain emotion.
And as we are in London, I know that album has done very well in the UK.
Which one? The
Red?
Yeah, well, Red was actually the song "Getting to Know You." It was, oh, you said it did very well.
Yes.
And "Getting to Know You" actually was a song that did really well over in the UK. It was really well received, and I shot that video for "Getting to Know You" here in London, kind of as my tribute to London, getting to know the city. And yeah, so I was really excited about how well it was received here in the UK.
Because not many people know actually that you do have a special connection with London.
I do.
What do you really like about this city?
You know, there's so much that I like about it. It's funny because it's really different from the States, but then there's also similarities. But the soul market here is just so rich. There's so many different DJs that support soul, so many different venues to perform, and people that appreciate soul music, the listeners. So I just have fallen in love with London and the UK in particular. Yeah.
And then let's talk about your second music project. It's called Rewind.
Yes, Rewind.
We want to know a little bit about it, because there is a story and a connection with your first album, Red.
Yeah. Well, Rewind is my second album, and it's I feel like it's a special project because I feel like I've grown so much from Red, but it's also connected to Red because Rewind actually features different songs that were on Red, but it's kind of like a new version of those songs. So My Man, it's a remix of My Man is on Rewind, but the original version was on Red. And then, you know, there's the song Radio, which featured Stokely Williams of Mint Condition. The remix of that was on Red, and now the original version's on Rewind. So it's connected. It's kind of one of those, it's a project that it's a continuum from red to rewind, they're connected.
You said that you have grown a lot from the first project to the second. Have you grown from obviously an artist's point of view, or as more like a general as a person as well?
I feel like I've grown definitely as an artist, but definitely as a woman, and just as a person, I feel like I've grown a lot. So whenever you grow as an artist or as a person, it's going to be reflected in the projects that you put out and the different ideas that you have. And I really feel like that's what happened with Rewind. And I was really excited to, while I was in the studio, I could tell that there had been growth in the way that I was able to create, and ideas that were coming to me, the way that the recording process, and just different ideas I would have in the booth, not being afraid to experiment. Because I feel like on Red, I wanted to be so perfect, and it was like, but on this one, I was more just, I just felt it was more organic and raw. I was able to just really just be myself in the booth when I was recording, and different ideas that I had, I didn't edit myself so much. I was very much pure to whatever ideas were flowing out of me.
In that way, it seems like you put a lot of you into it. And,
I did.
What do you want your listeners to get from your music and from this particular album, Rewind?
I'd say from this album, I just want them to really have a more in-depth, like a peek hole, like you open the door, there's a little peek hole, like a little peek hole into my soul, or into what's going on in this head of mine. I want them to, I want to make any song that I make, I want to make the listener think a little bit, like whether it's take them back to a time in their life where it reminds them of either a love experience or a life lesson. On this album, I have a song called Be You, which is just talking about how important it is to just love yourself, flaws and all. But to me, that song isn't necessarily a lesson only to the listeners. That's a lesson to myself, because we all have things that we want to pick apart about ourselves. On the first album, Red, I had a song, People Pleaser. And that song, when I wrote that, it was like a lesson to myself. Like, stop trying to always please other people. Figure out, what do you really want? What is best for you first? And then, make decisions, So things like that. I think I want the listeners to just learn from my music and just enjoy it and be able to go into a different space and just zone out.
Oh, and talking about zoning out, you are writing something. You are a playwright at the moment as well, for a new, super exciting project.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Reddington.
Yes, Reddington. Yeah, my new musical. It's an original musical that I've been working on for the past 3.5 years or so. And it's coming to a point of basically ready to be put on the stage. So when I get back to the States, we'll be doing a second reading of that. We're getting all the actors together. I've been working with an amazing music director named J.D. Steele, and we're just really excited about that.
Can you tell us a little bit about the story?
Well,
can you?
Yeah, I can. You know what? There's a little bit of the story out there for people to piece together already on YouTube in my videos.
Right.
For the music videos for People Pleaser, Talking to Myself, and My Man. You see a little bit of Eva in those videos, and the story is there. So it's about a woman named Eva Reddington, and it's set back in the 1940s. I love that time period, that nostalgia,
Yes.
I love that. And she starts out it's in the States, in the segregated South originally, and then she migrates north to pursue her love of music. And so there's just a lot in there. There's, life decisions that have to be made, love decisions that have to be made, all of that. But a lot of music, singing, and dancing, which I love.
Oh,
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned dancing, because obviously you are a dancer as well. And I know your physical form and looking great as you do is very important for you. How do you do?
Thank you. Well, as a singer and as a performer, dancer, actress, your body is your instrument. Your body is everything. It's your tool to express myself as an artist. So I have to make sure that I'm healthy and in shape, and that I can sing, that I don't lose my voice, that I can keep my breath when I'm singing and dancing at the same time. So fitness, health, wellness, all that, beauty, all that is very much so a part of my life. And I started getting a lot of different inquiries from different people. How do you stay in shape? What are you eating? What do you do? And it's just something that has been near and dear to me. And so I started actually a company called Tila Soul Fit. It's Timotha Lanae, kind of abbreviated, just Tila and Soul Fit. And it just focuses on all those 4 lifestyle elements of health, wellness, fitness, and beauty, making sure that you just master those 4 things, have them in alignment to have soul fitness. And that's what it's about. And that's what I have to do as a performer, entertainer, singer in order to continue doing what I do.
Well, it definitely works. And you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, a little bit cheeky, but I would like you to sing live for Empire Radio Magazine.
Okay, I'd love to.
And can you sing something for us from your first album?
Sure.
And also I would like something from your second album.
Okay, I'd love to.
So let's start from your first album.
Okay.
So from Red.
Yeah, Red. You know what I think I'll do from Red? There's the song we talked about a little bit earlier was Getting to Know You. And that's a song near and dear to my heart, because of my connection with it to London. So I'll just sing a little bit from Red, and it is Getting to Know You.
Okay, here we are.
Okay. Let me see which part to start at for this one.
No problem.
I'm just getting to know you, baby. Getting to know just how you feel. Getting to know you better. As we're getting to know each other, I'm ready to show you how I feel. Getting to know you, baby.
Oh, that's incredible. And Timotha, can you be super generous then and sing something from your new album?
Sure.
Called Rewind?
Yes.
Which song are you picking?
From Rewind, there is a new single. It was actually one of the last songs we recorded for Rewind, and it's called Who's That Girl? And it's been doing really well here in London, getting a lot of play on a lot of the different stations. So I'll do a little bit from that. Let me see. Okay. I've been sitting here in a daze, can't get my focus right. Everything's a haze. What has he done to me? It feels so good. I gotta sing it. I must be going crazy, losing what's left of me. 'Cause I ain't never, ever felt this deep. And I think I like it, and I think I want to fall a little more. Look in the mirror, I don't recognize her, Say, who's that girl that's got a one-track mind, thinking about that man all the time? Who's that girl? I don't do that. Say, who's that girl that be waiting by the phone, rather be with him all alone? Who's that girl? I don't do that.
Oh. Wow, that's incredible.
Thank you.
So Timotha, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All the best for 2015.
Thank you.
And it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. So wonderful to talk with you, Francesca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Log on to EmpireRadioMagazine.com for the latest news in arts, culture, and entertainment. Empire Radio Magazine. Think global, not local.